welcome to Half-Ass Gamers.
Hey everybody, welcome to Half-Ass Gaming, or Half-Ass Gamers, sorry. I'm tired as shit this episode, but we gonna have us a good time. This is recorded the day after we normally record, because I kind of fucked up on my schedule and double booked things, and now people are calling me. Just sick. Fucking, I'm leaving this in. Yo. Mom's out at the moment, she could probably come get you. She's doing that as well. Yeah. I think so. Okay, no worries. Alright, bye. Yeah, I'm totally leaving that in.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, so how you doing, bud? How's things going?
Good. Been pretty busy with work, so the start part where we talk about probably what we've been gaming this week for me is going to be a little bit boring because not a lot has been going on, but yeah, apart from that, it's been pretty good. A bit of news here or there in games. It's like one of those ones that winds down and then picks up, but we'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, pretty good, man. Pretty good.
No, it's good, man. It's good.
Have you been gaming a bunch this last week, or?
Yeah, unemployment still being very joyful. I don't fucking know the word. Anyway, I'm enjoying it a little bit. I've been playing the same shit I normally play anyway, which is just like Red Dead, Ready or Not of late, which has been a fair bit, and Destiny, and a little bit of Warframe, a game that
you've been on and off for years.
Dude, I hate how many hours I have in that game, and I shouldn't play it anymore, but I still do. So, yeah.
Well, we never got the High on Life review last week's eepisode, I'm pretty sure. So, not sure if people want to hear that, because we kind of cock teased them at the start of the episode saying that would be a thing, and then just kind of got sidetracked, you know? But
cool. Don't play it.
Don't play it. That is such a bold thing. They've done a bit of new advertising.
The game, it's not worth spending your money on. If you're going to play it, get it through alternative means,
or Game
Pass, something that you're not giving them directly the money, because it is really not worth it. It's incredibly repetitive. There's very little variety. It's just overly incredibly annoying. And fun time news that came out earlier today, and that's Justin Roiland is a fucking domestic abuser. So, you know, don't give them money. They don't deserve it.
Yeah, we don't like that. We're not liking any of those like bits and pieces. So I haven't played it. I didn't really have much interest in playing it. So
like if you're interested in it in any capacity, I'd highly suggest just finding a Let's Play where if a character or a thing is annoying you, you can just skip ahead, because you can't skip that shit when you're playing the game. It seems funny and seems enjoyable, but it's really not. Like, it's not worth it, man. Especially I think it's like $80 Australian or some shit.
It's pretty expensive.
It is not worth it. The game is very short. It's incredibly repetitive. It's just not worth it. Like, genuinely not worth it. And I've played some shit games that are basically just incredibly repetitive that I would still play way before I'd play that again.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, I said, I wasn't super, I heard the gunplay was okay. I heard there was bits of it, but everything just seemed pretty, everyone was just like, there's certain aspects that are good. This is okay. That's good. So I kind of just, I don't know. There was no real drive to play it. From what you've said, I've pretty much heard the same. So
I can give a detailed breakdown of it, which is yes, the gunplay side of it isn't that bad, but it's also it's trying to be Doom without being Doom. It's setting up all these things. There's really no point in having a reload since you have infinite ammo anyway. But I understand, like, you're trying to do it so you can balance things out, so it gives you that like momentary point of like things able to damage you. But realistically, if you're taking out the like strongest things, or you're taking out like enemies that are ranged as quick as possible, which is what I was doing most of the time, it doesn't matter. Like, nothing's going to get to you before you can reload. And once you start getting all the upgrades and you have everything going, it's just like the most, like, it doesn't make sense. And then each of the guns is just like a different type of weapon, and then they all have like alternate powers, and none of them seem to really fit. And like some of the powers are just like there's like a slow down time one. There's a glob shot, which is basically just like a lifter to juggle enemies. You have like a disc shot, and then you have this dude that like possesses things. And the weapons are, it's a pistol, a submachine gun, a shotgun, and like a poison gun or a damage over time gun. And then the final one, which you only get in the last mission of the game, and can only ever use it during the last mission of the game, which is called Let's Do It, or Let's Do It. Who's basically just like a fucking lock-on laser cannon. So
Okay.
but yeah, enemy variety, there's like 4 types of enemies.
It's like it sounded very cool as a concept, but I like you said, it's just I think for them, they're just trying to figure out their where they are. Like, I think that's the 3rd game that they've ever released. Like, yeah, I've heard like from what they've said, mainly because it's a shooter. It's got all the basic tropes and that's there, but they just miss it on a lot of areas. So it would be a good one if you really enjoyed like that humor and Justin Roiland and everything going on. But if like I said, if you're not that dedicated for it, it's definitely one you could probably just skip. You don't need to play it. You could watch your walkthrough. You could skip it. It's not a like that game that comes around once in a while that you're like, you need to fucking play this, or you're a fucking loser. It's not one of those games.
It's no like God of War or Spider-Man or hell, even Destiny. At least Destiny is free to play and has amazing gunplay and everything. But like, yeah, look, if you can get the game very cheap or for free, it's still probably not worth picking up. I'm gonna be real. You're better off spending your money elsewhere
on something better.
Yeah, but like you were saying, if that's your type of humor, or if you enjoy like Rick and Morty and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, you'll probably get a bit more enjoyment out of it. It's a totally fine game. Like, it's not great, but it's not terrible. Like, it does the job that it's trying to do, and it does it okay. You know, like mechanics and stuff is totally fine, but it needs refinement.
There you go. That's the review. We did
That's the review. That's it. Yeah.
Well, from my week of video games, I jumped into a game that we played a little bit of. That's fucking... I need to just play it so much more. But Hunt Showdown has just released another kind of like seasonal, kind of like battle pass. Like, it's kind of cool. They've just released a couple of new skins. It seems like it's a bit of a battle pass. You can like level up. New event going on. So I just jumped into that. Fucking love that game. Will always stand by that as one of the best games. Really, really easy to play. If you don't know Hunt Showdown, I'd highly, highly recommend it. Also, if you want a really good review on Hunt Showdown, there's a skill up review that he does on Hunt Showdown that pretty much nails that game. Talks about it the best. But yeah, new seasonal content, some really cool skins coming out with that. They've added a couple of different features since I've last played it. That's really, really cool. One of them's called the Stalker. It's like a little bug that you can like throw up and fly around, and it gives you like a bird's eye view. And then it like explodes. That's kind of cool. So if you're playing in a big group, it kind of brings a different level to it. Having like that one teammate that can hide and then throw that up and kind of like guide you through a little bit. Was really cool. But yeah, that, and then I think I jumped into a bit of Escape from Tarkov, just grinding out that. And then a little bit of Spider-Man still. Slowly getting through Spider-Man. I need a few days off just to finish that one off, but
yeah.
So that's it. Hunt was cool though. I feel like Hunt is for for anyone that loves their FPS shooters or has ever wanted to jump into Escape from Tarkov, or you do play Escape from Tarkov and you're getting bent out by it, Hunt is a really good middle ground on having that enjoyment of like going into a raid and having like objectives to do, but without having like a gear fear. And then I feel like in Hunt, I would like to say it's a little bit more skill based. The only reason I say that, I'd say Tarkov's very, very skill based and takes a lot of hours to perfect. But Hunt, they don't have any auto rifles or anything like that. So it's not like you can just run through a building, hip firing, spraying, and just trying to kill someone that sometimes you see in Tarkov. Yeah. This one, it's very single fire, old school rifles. You've got to be a little bit more strategic with how you play it. Yeah. But yeah, that's literally what I played this week. Like I said, pretty chill week. Yeah. What's the event called? I actually need to get the name of the event.
Devil's Moon.
It's pretty cool because they've divided it into like 2 different groups. So like they've got special packs on the moment on Steam where you can like buy special skins and stuff for it. Yeah. But they've divided it. That's really cool. So you have like the Lunar people and then Sun, I want to say, group.
Lunar Pact and Infernal Pact.
Infernal, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, so Moon Hunters and Fire Hunters.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of sick.
Yeah. No, I remember, like, what's funny is I was actually just thinking about this before because I was watching a video where the guy was talking about animations in, like, games for, like, controlling weapons and shit.
Yeah.
And it showed me Hunt Showdown. I'm like, damn, I should play that again. So it was real funny that you brought that up because, I'm going to chuck that to download tonight. Probably.
That game has some of the best 3D audio ever created in video games. Like,
it's the definition. I bought a brand new headset just so I could have proper 7.1 audio to actually pay attention and hear everything around. Yeah. Because genuinely, that game uses spatial audio like nothing else.
Yeah.
Because it's very much like it's an auditory experience. Like, really,
100%. 100%.
And I think that's something that a lot of not just like games, but general things lack in their experience. Whether it be movies or things like you'll have movies that have those like amazing spatial audio, and then other ones are just like real flat, like it's just stereo. And it's the same with a lot of games where it's just that like you don't really get to truly hear who's around. But in Hunt, fuck man, you can like you hear gunfire, that's like you can tell the distance, you can hear exactly what direction, you know what type of weapon it is just from the sound. Like you know when you hear like branches break, oh shit, that's someone in the distance, that's not just the environment. Like it's man, that game it's so good. Hopefully we can jump in and play a few rounds because I do miss playing that. That was a really good game.
Very good game.
So good, man.
Very good game. So that's pretty much like I was playing a bit of that was good. Like I said, I kind of like when games bring out content that kind of keeps you engaged and keeping you bringing it back. It's always around this time of year. There's always events, Christmas events, updates, stuff like that coming out. Another one that's just released one's like an Apex Legends because I kind of want to get back into that. They've just done a new kind of cool looking event that's come out. But yeah, it was like, I don't know why I was just stumbling upon it and saw like it was the they're called, I think they're literally called Infernos in the game. The artwork for the fucking Fireboy, Skeleton Fireboy, are they actually called Infernos? I'm pretty sure they're called Infernos.
I think so.
And I was like, dude, that is like the sickest artwork. And then saw that it was like an event, and I was like, wow, that's sick. And then saw all the different DLCs that they were doing, and all the different like factions and what they tried to do, and then what they added. I was like, fuck, this is sick. So it's cool because that brings you back to gaming. If you can have a game that has been around for a while and keeps updating it and keeps it going, it's great.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like it is really nice, and it's like I've been playing a lot of Red Dead, and that's a game that is very unfortunate as far as like updates go, because they no longer update it. Like they're not
Yeah,
gonna
they're
do
not
really
supporting it
anything
anymore.
outside of like, unless a game breaking bug comes up, they don't care anymore, and it's kind of heartbreaking. And it's also a Western game, but like, man, I love Red Dead. Red Dead is so good, and like Hunt Showdown, like there's just this Western theme. It's just such a cool theme, especially when like with Hunt, you push it really into that like supernatural kind of thing. Like it's not just, you know, a zombie game. There's creatures of all kinds and different types of enemies, plus then you also have the PvE side as well as the PvP. So it's not just like, you know, you're not just running around killing zombies like any other millions of other games out there. It's actually full experience, and it's really good.
Fuck.
The fuck?
The fuck.
The fuck?
The minute you try and open something, you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, well, like you said, I fucking love that game, and I'm glad. Like, I only think I played like 20 minutes or half an hour of it recently.
Yeah.
But it's the biggest thing. Like I was saying, I've been busy, so those types of games are kind of enjoyable. Mainly, like if you compare it to EFT, there's not that big gear fear or anything like that. Like it's kind of an easy one to jump in and jump out of.
Yeah.
That you always need. You need something that's going to be able to that you can enjoy, but also doesn't take you like one game. Just talking about that always pops into my head when I ever think about how long it takes to set up and play, but was a fucking incredible game, was Sea Thieves. Like, I wish that game had like something way quicker, because I feel like if I want to play Sea Thieves, I need to sit down and dedicate at least 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
To like go and do a couple of quests, get the boat ready, sail, run around. I'm like, it's so hard to dedicate that time. Where like I jumped in half an hour, did a couple of raids. Like if you die, you die. If you get out, it's fine. Like it was sick. Like get a bit of fun, bit of PvP. So yeah, it's good that's always an option.
Yeah, no, it is really nice, especially with Hunt, that it's, as much as it's like, you know, PvP, it's very casual as far as you can just jump in and do one game. You don't, and like as you were saying with Sea of Thieves is the type of thing where you're constantly like, you have to dedicate
way
a
too
few
much time.
hours to play it. You know,
way too much time.
And if you can find people to play with, even more, because like you're probably going to be playing for a bit.
Yeah.
Like a group of dudes who I actually play Red Dead with, and we used to play Destiny together, and they wanted to try Hunt, and they actually tried it at a LAN cafe, and they really enjoyed it. But they used to play a lot of Sea of Thieves, and it's that same thing. Like if they weren't getting enough people, or they weren't getting the right folk on, they just wouldn't play.
Yeah.
Because like you need to have, if you're gonna have a crew, you need to have the right crew. And if you're gonna play solo, you really have to dedicate time, so that way you're like stocked up on your healing items and on your ammo and all the other stuff. And you need to like plot out courses, and there's no fast travel, there's no quick in and out. It's all like sailing, so it's a slower experience, and like it's not a bad thing, but it's definitely something you have to dedicate a lot more time to. So if you're busy all the time, it's really hard to sit down and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do a quick 20 minutes of Sea of Thieves. You know, like that's like,
nah.
What are you gonna do? Possible. Just like fish from the dock?
Load in, do some fishing, leave. Like, yeah.
It's not enough time. But
cool. Well, jumping forward a little bit, this week some game news that's going on. I think the coolest game news that we've kind of seen, like I said, it's always like a little bit slow coming into the new year. We've had some pretty big releases, but we got a official launch trailer for Dead Space, because that's coming out in a couple of weeks. 27th, I'm pretty sure. 27th of Jan it comes out end of this month. So that was kind of cool. That dropped like a day ago, I think. I think yesterday it dropped, that was really, it looked great. If you haven't played Dead Space, this will definitely be the time to play it. That's been a great franchise. Mainly after the Callisto Protocol, I feel like a lot of eyes will be on this, just because, so many people want it. Other news that came out, Hitman Freelancer trailer dropped this morning. I only just watched that before we started the podcast. Doesn't show gameplay or anything like that, but it seems really interesting. Yeah, they say that they're paving a new way for the Hitman franchise. Wonder what they're going to do there. Hitman's always been a great game. They do some incredible cinematics. They know what they're doing. So,
Yeah.
It's
a series they've been refining since it started.
Yeah, and like recently they've done some really good things with it. And there was a big resurgence with what was the last one? Let's forget the last one. The one where you had
Hitman
the funny
3?
suit. Yeah, was it Hitman 3 with the funny suitcase glitch?
Yeah, that's like all the new Hitman 1, 2, and 3. I'm pretty sure all have the like.
Where you can throw the suitcase and it keeps flying and
Yeah.
flying and flying and
Yeah.
tracks people, and
And
it's like looks so funny.
you can also do like launching yourself into the sky with like random objects and shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was cool. I kind of didn't see that being on the horizon, but sick. Like, looks like a new Hitman game's on its way. One that was fucking cool was Rainbow Six Siege doing a WWE official collaboration.
Oh, yeah.
That's sick. The two people that's in the collaboration will be it's Blackbeard as the Deadman bundle. So who do you think Deadman bundle would be?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think it would be?
Don't know. That's the thing.
Deadman? Come on, bro. You love your WWE.
I do, but like obviously it's gonna be Taker, but it could also be
Yeah.
fucking Paul Bearer, or it could be Kane, or it could be
Undertaker, bro. Undertaker.
Of course, it's gonna be Taker, but like it could be one of the others.
The dead man walking.
It could
Come
be
on.
three. It could literally be all three of them. Truth be
Yeah.
told.
So Blackbeard's doing the Undertaker skin Deadman bundle, and then Fawns, I fucking have no idea. I've got to actually pull it up. Give me 1 second, because it said female, and I don't. Sounds bad. I don't know that many WWE female wrestlers. Becky Lynch.
Oh yeah, Becky Lynch. Yeah, she's a great wrestler.
Yeah, I'm the man.
Very entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're the two skins that they did for the official WWE. It's kind of
so
fucking
weird,
cool.
bro. So weird, bro.
The Undertaker one's sick, man.
Yeah, but it's just weird having the Undertaker in that.
Yeah, I know, Rainbow Six Siege. It's gonna be so good.
Like, yeah, man. You know, the Undertaker definitely should be running around with a fucking gun.
Yeah, literally.
But, yeah, I mean, I know as well that they're trying to do a few things to try to like get a bit more eyes on WWE. You know, bring in some other people. So
Yeah.
you know, it's. I mean, it's a pretty smart move. It's a weird choice. Like, there's so many other people they could have picked that could have fitted the role. But obviously, you know, Taker is very iconic. People know him outside of wrestling as well.
Oh,
so-
yeah. Super iconic.
And Becky Lynch is one of the biggest WWE stars at the moment. So, again, understandable by all means. I don't, you know.
I literally had no idea who she was. I felt so bad. I was like, who the fuck is she?
That's fine, man. But it's just definitely that thing of like, I don't know, Undertaker running around with like a shotgun or something, like breaching doors, like
So
kind
good.
of weird.
It's gonna be the best, bro. It's gonna be so sick.
Yeah.
Be scary because he's an attacker. Imagine like sitting in like point and you see like him just like blow through a fucking door. I'd be like shitting myself.
Just
Um,
sending it towards you to choke slam you.
As I was saying, there was that Spellbound patch notes that's really funny. That I feel weird that Apex Legends is coming out with DLC or like an event called Spellbound when Spellbound just closed their servers. No, Spellbreak. Sorry, Spellbreak just closed their servers. That was one of my favorite games. Yeah, literally just closed their servers. I think. Where was it? I think this was the post. When were they closing their servers? The servers will shut down as early 2023. Thank you for the millions of players who joined us in the HoloLens since 2018. It's been an amazing journey. So, yeah, Spellbreak's closed. That was, yeah, I fucking love that game. It was really, really cool. Kind of sad to see it go. Just kind of shows the Battle Royale genre is just Yeah,
it's on its last legs. I mean, the only thing that's kind of survived is like that's from the I should rephrase that. That's from the traditional, like the original versions. It's only like Fortnite. Everything else is kind of
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and then there's been a bunch of other little trailers coming around, a couple of different crossovers, some kind of cool ones, some kind of ones that are just like meh. But yeah, it's one of those ones. There was an Attack on Titan crossover with Awakened Chaos Era. That's the Apple Store and gameplay, Apple Play, Google Play, whatever you call it. There's been a weird couple like just collaborations. Like it's always this time of year where I think they're trying to get you invested and hooked for a little bit until we start getting to mid-year. So they're always like throwing out events and getting stuff sorted and yeah, doing a couple of the early year releases and stuff like that. So only other bits that I have in news. Do you have any news before I continue talking about news?
Well, apparently they're finally fixing a bunch of shit in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That's apparently around February sometime that it's getting released, which is great because a lot of people bought it and it was a broken mess.
Yeah, it was.
There is a bunch of new games in Epic Store. I think that Skull and Bones, the pirate game from Ubisoft, I think is getting some trailer footage or something in the next few days.
It's been delayed as well.
That as well. There was something I saw before, and I just completely
just talking about Ubisoft. Kind of fuck them as well. Just because it's come out that the head of staff of Ubisoft, so the main dude that does all the press conferences, I can never say his name, has done like an email to staff saying that after like a fucking really shit 2022 that they need to step it up for next year and this is like crucial and they need to be performing and the ball's in your court and we need to deliver on time and on budget. When I think that's a big fuck you. That's definitely like a Ubisoft upper management type of thing. So yeah, there's been a bit of drama with that and him coming out with that. Mainly, I know they're excited. They've got a really big year ahead of them with some really great releases and some really cool things coming out of Ubisoft. But yeah, they shouldn't be blaming their staff for having a quiet year. Mainly when 90% of it's going to be management delaying and pushing games back. Like we didn't have a massive amount of releases last year from Ubisoft. They're delaying Skull and Bones and shit like that. Like, yeah. So I don't know. I kind of say like, fuck them. I've got what supposedly came out in the email here. He wrote, "Today, more than ever, I need your full energy and commitment to ensure we get back on path to success." And this is coming to after a big, terrible 2022 Ubisoft, the director's name, I can never say his name, tells staff that next year is crucial, telling them in an email that the ball is in your court to deliver on time and on budget. He also calls the upcoming pipeline the best in Ubisoft history, and tells staff he's excited to share more at E3 and thanks them for their ongoing contributions. It is worth noting that at least the last time the company faced major obstacles like a hostile takeover, employees actually went around wearing T-shirts to support the co-founder. In 2023, things are obviously very different. So just a bit of, little bit of fucking drama going on there.
Well, just to like keep on that drama train, I mean, there's the whole thing with D&D. Now, it's a different kind of game. Obviously, it's not a video game. It's a board game. Oh, not board game. It's a tabletop RPG. But yeah, the company that owns Dungeons and Dragons, which is technically Wizards of the Coast, which also then goes to Hasbro, has decided to tighten their open game license, meaning that they basically have a monopoly over Dungeons and Dragons in the sense of even fan-made things, they can just choose to shut it down. They can choose to take all the funds from it. Anything made using the name Dungeons and Dragons or any assets from it is just immediately going to basically be nothing except what Hasbro wants it to be. So
It's fucked.
it's a really fucked move. Their stock prices have gone down, and a lot of people have started speaking up about it because it's over the top, the amount of bullshit that they're doing.
Some of the homebrew content pretty much brought D&D back to where it was. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, if not for not only third party things and people, but also like shows and movies, and I mean, shit. Critical Role was a huge influence in a lot of people finding or wanting to try Dungeons and Dragons, or like different podcasts using Dungeons and Dragons. And now they've just turned around and said, by the way, all of that, no, we want the right to take all of your money or to straight up stop you from being able to like play.
yeah, that's
And
fucked.
yeah, it's honestly a fucking disgusting move. And they've slowly been changing things, but it's never gotten to this point. The way that it's phrased is very much to make money off of other people's products and expansions and third party things. People outside who were never given a job to write these things, who have decided to sit down and write these modules, whether it be for the love of the game or for themselves or for other people, whatever it may be, and they've just been like, nah, we want it all. We want control over everything you do. So it's pretty fucked up in a lot of ways. And yeah, they're finally seeing the backlash. Their
It's
stock
never good when
prices have
companies do
started
that.
tanking, which is nice.
Which is never good when companies do that. I think it's been proven multiple times that if you give fans the tools to help and improve games, that it's always beneficial for companies. And I think it's been shown time and time again. Great examples of that. One, Cyberpunk with the modding scene, and seeing how they turned around and started using mod support and trying to help those guys and building areas for them to do it. Same with Bethesda and like Skyrim. I know they went through a lot of backlash because they were actually getting there was mods that were getting created by players, and then they were like using them as like paid mods. So we've seen it everywhere. We've seen companies that try to take advantage of their player bases or stop them from being creative. It never goes well. Mainly like Halo. Recently, they just brought out the Forge, and you see all the stuff getting built on that. It's incredible to see how once you give the tools to the fans, what they can actually do with it. And I feel like we need to start embracing that. Like you said, Critical Role has probably brought more players to D&D than D&D's actual fucking advertising has. So they should
100%.
probably start embracing that instead of trying to shut it down, because they're probably going to lose millions of fucking dollars from it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, their stock prices are already starting to tank. And by tank, that's a very over-exaggerated term. It started to drop, though. Even if it's like a small amount, it's still a representation of, the environment of what they've created. And like you were saying, if a lot of other companies decided to do the same thing, then a lot of games would have died way earlier.
Way earlier.
Skyrim was, as much as it's a great game, people play it because you can mod the shit out of it. Pretty much every game, like half the reason people are able to keep playing the games that they can or can play older games is because there's a community out there that continues to work on and mod and fix the things that devs might not have had the chance to. There are a lot of companies that unfortunately get shut down after releasing a game, so they don't get the opportunity to keep working on it and keep fixing it and improving it to bring it to the standard that they want it to be. So it's nice to have a fan base out there able to do that thing. And with D&D, like, I homebrew every campaign that I've run. I've not run anything out of a module book, but I've used a few like other people's ideas because I don't really like the modules directly from them. I prefer the imagination of other people, and to have that possibly pulled away from not just myself but from everyone else. Like, there's a Kickstarter that my brother backed as a gift to me, which was vaguely based in like Bloodborne-esque style, right?
Okay, yeah.
And they put out a press release yesterday saying, look, we don't know what's happening yet. We're going to try to deliver absolutely everyone who's backed this. It just means that after this like Kickstarter campaign, that's it. I might not be able to sell it at all anymore.
That's crazy.
We don't know what's happening, and as you know, it might turn into that thing of like the only way you can get these kinds of things and back people that create these things is all like somewhat secretly, and that's just kind of like that's fucked up. I mean, it's we've gone past this before with all the like DRM shit and people and companies saying, "No, don't touch our things." But yeah, it's fucked up news. It affects me more than it affects certain other people, and it affects a lot of other people in very strong ways because they're affected by it. Especially if you've gone and bought hundreds of dollars worth of D&D shit only to be told, hey, guess what,
you can't use any of it.
Yeah. And people like right now, especially on Twitter, there's a lot of people that are like, if you're gonna stream playing like a tabletop game, play a different game.
Yeah,
don't play Dungeons and Dragons. Don't give them any attention. Don't give them any press. Don't give them any promotion. Don't give them free advertisement, considering what they're trying to do may straight up make your stream cost you money more than anything. And yeah, it's a sad thing. And like I said, it doesn't affect everyone because not everyone plays the game, but everyone that does play the game, it does affect in different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I just hope that they backtrack and fix this shit and understand like the game is made and built around the community. It's not the community built around the game, if that makes sense.
We'll see if they listen to their fans. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if they do, but we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
I just have to hold hope.
We kind of know that most companies fucking don't listen to like fan bases these days, and we'll much rather just kill the game and then cry when it dies, and then you're like, well, we tried telling you, but they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm half tempted to go buy a mod menu for fucking Red Dead 2 online and just give myself a bunch of cash because it's ridiculously difficult to get any amount of money in that game and everything costs ridiculous sums of cash. It's fucking stupid, but that's what they decided to do when they built the game, so...
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so that's kind of the gaming news. I don't think there's been too much else. Yeah, like I said, I've been pretty busy with work, so I haven't kept too much of an eye on it. I've seen a bunch of different bits and pieces. The biggest thing's just a couple of different events, trailers dropping here or there. The Ubisoft really caught me off. You should never be trying to push that blame onto like your workers, but
especially with like
mainly when you're that big of a AAA company, and you have so many
put onto fucking their own staff because they want to rush things.
Have such a talented team as well, like an incredibly talented team there. So yeah, hopefully that all works out well. Hopefully people kind of speak up about that and we see some improvements through that. But yeah. On to some movie news. Have you watched anything lately, Sean, that's like good, exciting?
Dude, I've watched so many movies this past week.
Really?
Yeah. So I want to also add some TV shows into this because there's been a few.
I've fucking binge watched TV shows recently.
So this is the movie and TV, the entertainment session. So I watched the entirety of Reacher, which is a very good show
on Amazon.
Yeah, on Amazon, on Prime Video.
I need to watch it.
I've watched the entirety of Tulsa King. Amazing show. If you want to see Sylvester Stallone playing a fucking mobster, it's well worth it. The shit's so good, man. Like, if you get the opportunity to watch it, I think it's on Paramount Plus, which is a bit shit, but if you get the trial, you can blaze through the whole thing in one sitting.
Okay.
I've even heard of it. It's a really good, man. I've been watching a bit of Key and Peele as far as TV shows as well. It's a great bit of comedy, you know?
Yep.
And then A bunch of movies. So I've watched Bullet Train for the first time. Great fucking movie. I watched Violent Night.
Really want to watch Bullet Train. I need to get that sorted.
Next time you're over, we'll like if you come a bit early or whatever, we'll chuck it on. It's such a good fucking movie, man.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
Like it's the definition of good entertainment.
Damn, I'm excited.
It's look, it has problems, don't get me wrong. No movie is perfect, honestly, but it's really good. Like it's great comedy to action to set pieces, visuals, everything. It's like it's really, really good. I watched Violent Night, which if you don't know, that's the Christmas movie with what's his name? The guy from
yeah,
we were talking about him
David
so much
Harper.
last week. David Harper. Yes.
Why is he in?
Dude, but that movie is so fucking good.
I
loved it, man. It's so good. Again, comedy, action, a bit of like suspense and some thrillery side to it in like minor bits, but it's mostly like action comedy. Great Christmas movie. Yeah, well worth the watch, honestly. Nope as well. I watched.
I need to watch Nope.
Dude,
I've been meaning to watch that for a very long time, actually.
I just want to say Jordan Peele. Jeez.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele makes some of the most amazing horror / suspenseful thrillery movies I've ever seen. You know, like I love Get Out. Get Out is truly a fucking masterpiece. I love Us. Us is the definition of paying attention will give you the biggest reward watching it. And then Nope, bro, Nope was just like it constantly kept building and then it just like twisted a bit more and like, oh shit, oh okay. And then the suspenseful parts are fucking good, bro.
Well, I thought Nope was his first film, remember?
Yeah, you did. I remember.
I thought it was his first. And I was like, the dude from YouTube just released his first film.
Yeah, that comedian dude from YouTube. Yeah, he put out his first movie.
It's like really cool. He's like done some really funny stuff. Like, whoa. Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We don't judge, bro. We don't judge. But it's well worth watching Nope if you haven't seen it. Great movie. I rate it very highly. Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Oh yeah.
Nicolas Cage. Funny as fuck, man.
Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage playing Nicolas Cage. Hilarious movie, man. Like dead set. Well worth watching if you want something good, something funny to like hold you over. Dude, it's so good because it starts off in like an entirely different way and then it starts to become something very comedic and then becomes like a spy comedy. It's really weird but like really, really good.
I'll have to put that on the list. You've been smashing through movies.
It's yeah, man. I still got a couple more, man. On a request of a good friend of mine, recommendation of a good friend of mine, I watched The Void, which is a H.P. Lovecraft inspired horror film.
Mm-hmm.
Ton of practical effects. It's one of those things that you can tell it's on a small budget, but not because it feels low budget, but because of how much practical stuff they've done. Because like the set dressing and everything in it takes place in one building really, but it's like beautiful, man. That thing is insane. It's very gory. It's very violent. There's so many practical effects. It looks gross and make you feel a little bit sick at certain moments, but it's such a good movie, man. If you like H.P. Lovecraft and you love, a bit of horror, go check out The Void. And then A Cure for Wellness, which is the last one I watched. I actually finished watching that, I think, yesterday or the day before.
Okay.
Great movie. Fucking long, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's no shit, probably about an hour too long. The movie goes for, I think it's an hour, 2:45.
Yeah.
It's a long movie, but it feels long. And that's the problem. Like, I remember watching, like, for example, right, Wolf of Wall Street. That's the 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
I remember about the 2-hour point being like, oh, this is a kind of long movie, but enjoying the whole way through. A Cure for Wellness, I may have enjoyed it, but fuck, I could feel that length. Like, it really, and it's not like it drags on. It's just you're sitting there for so long that you're like, is this close to ending yet? And then you go look at the time, and there's still like 45 minutes or an hour left. It's
That's
a great
wild.
movie though.
That's
It's a really, really good psychological horror.
So
The
what's
ending
it
is a bit.
about?
So Cure for Wellness is about a guy from like Wall Street, you know, like fucking stockbroker or whatever job, goes to this wellness center in the Alps of, I want to say, Germany.
Okay.
To get the big boss back from this wellness center. He's just like went there because he said apparently he's not feeling well, and they have the cure for what he's feeling. So he goes to the place to try to find the boss, and when he's there, at first they kind of hesitant to let him speak to his boss and all that, and then he like tracks him down, whatever, finds him, and tries to get him to leave with him, and he won't. So he's like, all right, cool, I'll go stay in town. I don't want to stay at this place. The place itself is like a castle basically on the top of a hill, and it used to be owned by this I think it was a count, or like I think it was like a count or a baron or something, a few hundred years ago. So it's this like big, beautiful castle that's been changed into like a wellness hospital, or like, and apparently the place has this like special water that if you drink it, it will, well, like if you drink it for a long period of time, it'll cure you of whatever kind of stuff, right?
Okay, interesting.
So on the way back to the town, the car has like, he gets into a car accident basically, right? And the guys from up the hill go to take him and bring him back up. They tell him he's been in a coma for 3 days. He's just woken up. They've let his boss know back in the US what has happened, and that you're gonna stay here and get taken care of, and your boss back there is like fine with it. And this is immediately where shit starts getting really weird, because like his boss would not be okay with him just being gone for 3 days, you know? And he slowly starts to uncover like what's really happening at this place. And it's a very slow, steady build, but it's really, really good. It hits a certain point where stuff really starts going sideways. Like he starts getting these, what's played off as hallucinations, right? He's seeing these like eels or leeches or something that are constantly like in the water he's drinking, or in the water where he's in this like he's in a suspended tank basically that's full of water, like one of those sensory deprivation tanks.
Oh yeah,
but he's submerged in the water,
like fully in it.
Right? And they put him on like this respirator and everything, and he starts feeling like there's these things wrapping around him or something, and he's like freaking out and shit. And he gets out, and they're like, there's nothing in the water, and they even show him like there's nothing in the water. So it starts being these like weird hallucinations, and the doctor is like, before, you know, going in, I told you like you may have some hallucinations, it may happen, but I promise you it's okay. Just make sure to like keep drinking the water here, keep your hydration up, and keep your like everything, you know, keep yourself good. And after like 3 or 4 more different things he goes through, he starts listening to the conversations of other people that are at the place, and he starts hearing the story of the person that came before. And basically the count or the baron or whoever it was came to the top of the mountain, or came to this place because the water here he believed would cure his I think it was his, supposed to be his sister who he was in love with,
Okay.
of whatever was the illness. And yeah, I won't go any more from here because everything from here is spoilers, but like it's really, really good.
Okay. I'll have to keep it on the list.
Yeah.
Man.
it is just it's just a bit too long. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's really good movie. The Void, I'd say, is better if you like that. But yeah, Cure for Wellness does have some pretty intense scenes. There's like a dentist scene that's pretty fucked.
Yeah.
So if you get very uncomfortable with like dental stuff, don't watch that bit. Like you'll know exactly what it is as soon as it comes up.
Yeah.
And then there's like a bit where he is like forcibly strapped into a machine and they'd like jam a tube down his throat. And it's very graphic, it's very intense at times, but it is really, really good as far as a horror movie goes.
So horror and like too much blood and everything like that makes me way uncomfortable, like way too queasy. Like I just can't deal with it. So I don't know. Hearing that, maybe not. It's probably going to be watching it through parts of a pillow.
Yeah,
because I'm just like, oh, I don't know. Anytime blood queasy, I get like lightheaded, man. So
no, don't watch The Void then for sure. Cure for Wellness, I don't think there's much blood. Like there's a little, but it's not like.
Oh, like I'm pretty good with it. Like one of my favorite franchises is Final Destination.
Oh,
like, you see so much blood and shit in that. It's just like it's when it's like realistic or over the top. Like I don't know, it just makes me a little uncomfortable. Like it's certain parts, but I fucking love the whole Final Destination shit. And you see people's insides getting sucked through their fucking buttholes. Like
No, the Void definitely don't watch then, because that's actually quite grotesque at moments. It's quite gory, quite violent.
There was one that came through that was a while ago that was like it was a horror like that, but it was like realistic and just it made me very it was, so
I kind of get that with the Saw movies, honestly.
Yeah, I feel that as well. As well.
Like I've seen them all, but I still don't like. I don't like watching it, you know. And like the kind of shit and schlocky, but like knowing that all the things, like all the traps, were very intentionally made to do those kinds of things to someone if they were actually used that way, it's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah. What about you, man? TV shows, movies, what you got?
So I went and saw the new Guy Ritchie film, Operation Fortune. I will not say Ruse de Guru. I don't know. I went and saw that Sunday. Had literally hadn't watched a trailer. Didn't really have any mind made up about it. I really enjoyed it. It's got a really good cast. I was very impressed by Hugh Grant that's in it. His character was really cool, a lot of fun. So I'd highly recommend that if you know Guy Ritchie and you like his films. It was enjoyable. It was really enjoyable. Does have Jason Statham in it, and then Aubrey Plaza, I never know how to say her name. The chick from
Aubrey
Parks
Plaza.
and Rec. Yeah, Parks and Rec and stuff. She was Parks and Rec, wasn't it? Am I losing my mind? I think she was Parks and Rec. Yes, Parks and Recreation. Yeah. So it was really good. They were great. Won't go into too much of it because it's just come out, but highly recommend it.
Just give us a basic rating, like a number or stars or whatever you want to
give it like 4 out of 5.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. It's good. Didn't feel like it went for too long. Like it hit everything you needed to do. They probably will do maybe a second one by the seams of it. So if it continues going well.
All of Guy Ritchie films seem like they're going to do another one, and then he never does it.
I know. But no,
at the end of Rock and Roller, he's literally like, the crew will return. He hasn't done another one.
Maybe soon. But like one of my favorite films is Man from U.N.C.L.E. That's like his. He does those films very well. So highly recommend it. If you like his films, you'd probably already seen it, but it was great. Then on Netflix, I binge watched the full first season of Ginny and Georgia. That is fucking incredible. I love those stuff. If you've ever watched Euphoria, you would know kind of what you're getting with Ginny and Georgia. Season 2's out, so I need to watch that. But yeah, pretty much Monday to Tuesday, I think I watched the full like 10 hours of that. Just binged it, got it all done. But yeah, very, very good TV show. Very, very good TV show. I love those little, like, I don't even know what like genre you'd call it. Ginny and Georgia, comedy drama. So I'll read you just the synopsis. Yeah, that's probably not the best synopsis. What have we got? How do we check out a little premise? Yeah, there you go. So, it's not too bad. I don't want to spoil too much. Like, you try to give you like an idea of it, but it pretty much was just like teenage Ginny and her family yearn to put down roots in Pistrect. I can fucking never say that word. Holy shit. What the fuck? Just had an aneurysm. You know what I'm trying to say. Say it for me.
Was it Ginny and Georgia?
You have to Google it. No, like my dyslexia is really.
Oh yeah, picturesque.
Yeah. My fucking dyslexia really came out. In a New England town after 2 years on the run. I love it. They say New England. It's based in the fucking like it's. Every time I see New England, I'm like, wow, this is a Pommy show. It's a US show, bro.
Yeah, man. New England's a place in the US.
Yeah, I know. But I just see New England, like, wow, England.
I think we have a New England in Australia as well.
Fuck me, bro.
Hang on, New England.
But yeah, if you've seen it, you know. If you haven't, fucking watch it. It's really good. It's like I'd call it like a.
Yes, we do.
Like a
New England, New South Wales. Anyway,
when they say comedy drama, it's like all to do with like lovey-dovey stuff. Like I fucking love them, bro. They're so good. They're fucking great. They just hit the spot, man. They get you right in the feels. But that's about it. I'm just looking forward to HBO's Last of Us. That's pretty much where I'm sitting.
Yes, I'm a little bit worried on it, but I think it'll be good.
A little bit worried? What would you be worried about?
They've changed a few things as far as the story goes.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about how that will affect the actual story
good
itself.
Things about that though.
Yeah, but like, here's the thing, right? So in Last of Us, the infection that they're dealing with, the cordyceps infection, is a type of fungus. Fungus shoots out spores. They've decided to remove the whole spore side of it.
Okay.
Basically turning it into a vampire thing then, because like then the only way you can contract it is through bites.
We'll see how it looks in the film and stuff. We'll see how it looks in this film, because they've still got like I've seen bits and pieces where they've still got the fungus looking stuff. So,
yeah, but it's the thing of. Do you remember much of the first one?
I haven't played them.
Okay, so
I'm excited to watch the TV series as someone who's never played the games, knowing that the game is coming to PC and I'll be able to finally play it. But I've heard like it keeps it true to fans that love the game, but also brings in some bits and pieces that make it. When I say I haven't played it, I know what happens and I've seen seen playthroughs of it and stuff like that. I know the premise of it all. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. It's like less than 3 days away, so.
Should actually, that's sooner than I thought.
Yeah, coming up super quick. Quick.
But no, there's one part that I remember. I'm pretty sure it's in a high school or something. There's like a door that opens and this like big dude comes out and there's just like a bunch of spores that comes flying out and shit. And like that's part of kind of the story. Like there's just areas that are just so full and dense of the actual like fungus itself that there's just spores, so they have to wear gas masks and shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like just changing, like it might not seem like much, but it's still changing the already existing story, you know? And I feel like you shouldn't be doing that with something when you're just now making it. But is what it is. I
just read about that. I was just reading about it.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how they do it.
it's a bit weird, but it's, you know, like, it's not a huge thing again, but it's still, I don't know. I don't like when people take creative changes when it comes to like shows based off of already existing stories, you know?
Yeah,
Like, it's one thing to take your own take on it, but it's another to try to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna keep it as accurate as possible. By the way, we're changing this key point. Like,
it's always
you know what I mean?
hard with that type of stuff because you need to keep it consistent, but also you want to make it a little bit different so for new audiences and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's always
Yeah.
hard with that type of stuff.
Look, as long as
Always
they don't
hard.
do what they did with The Witcher, I don't really care.
As long as they don't do what they fucking did with Cowboy Bebop, then I don't fucking care.
Yeah, true that.
Holy, we
That's
don't
what I'm
talk
saying,
about that.
man. That's why I'm always like real hesitant when it comes to them. And by them, I mean just generally like companies
Video
making
game
movies
adaptations.
or shows based off of video games.
Yeah,
Like, if you want to tell the story, tell the story. Don't
Yeah.
change it and modify it and make it something entirely different. Just tell it basically shot for shot.
yeah,
I mean, put a little bit of twist on it, but you know what I mean? Like, and because it's the same with books. Like, when they start changing key moments and components of stories in a book, you can change the entire story to become this like bastardized version. There's a horror movie I recently, hang on, give me a second, I'll give you the actual name of it. What's the name of this thing? I'm trying to remember. Oh shit.
While you're remembering, I'll just say that we had the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania official trailer that came out. I have not watched it. I don't think anyone really fucking cares about that film. If you do care about that film, please tell me why you fucking care about that film.
I don't
Also-
care, but I will watch it, but only as a home release.
Yeah. The other one, James Cameron, being a fucking twat, and we love him, is re-releasing the Titanic. He's doing a 25th anniversary edition. Probably remastered it or done some fucking thing to put it back on the box office to try and get it to number 2, because his ego needs to be fed a little bit more. So good on you, James Cameron. That will probably now make it into number 2. He will probably try and keep pushing Avatar 2, The Way of Water. And then when that doesn't make it to number 3, give him like 4 months. He'll re-release it in some 4K Ultra edition in certain markets. Then before he does the third one, he'll re-release it again, just to make sure that it sits at number 3. So we fucking love you, James Cameron. You're funny as fuck, but your ego definitely needs to be put in check.
Yes. I do not love you, James Cameron. I think you should go fuck yourself. If you didn't make some of my favorite films in your early career, I honestly wouldn't give a shit about you or anything you make.
His ego is just
Stop
crazy,
releasing
bro.
Titanic and Avatar because seriously, they're not worth it. Stop it. Stop it.
His ego is just fucking wild. Like, oh,
Dude,
I love it.
Titanic would need to make $800 million in its re-release to get anywhere near number 1.
No, they don't want number 1. They want number 2, bro.
It still needs to make $600 million.
Yeah, he feels like he'll be able to do that. That's the thing. He's that
so
wild
fucked.
that
I think people need to like shit in his cereal and just not see it.
yeah. Well,
Like,
they
seriously.
won't though. He'll make this like big, great marketing thing, and it's like for a new generation, for your
No.
kids that haven't seen it. It's 25 years later for those people. Like, go rewatch it in the best way that you can watch it, and people will fucking love it. Like the people that have been like imagine I was like 18 and watched that, and now like that's when it came out when I was 18. Now I've got like my kids, they're slowly getting to that age. Like, of course they're gonna be like, yo, we're gonna go fucking watch Titanic re-release. Like, of course. It's just like he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I wouldn't see it. Also the movie I was trying to remember is called No Exit.
Don't know that one.
Yes. It's a very, very good book. Like, really fucking good. They did a movie of it last year, and it is not good. It is so far from being what the book was that it should just be called something entirely different.
Okay.
And Mr. Gigi gives a great breakdown of why. Is a video he has put out called "I Put the Ultimate Movie Myth to the Test," and it's just like big stupid image of him when it says no exit, but like it's just sad, you know. And that's why I hate when people try to turn a story into a movie or a game into a movie, and they just don't.
Yeah.
Like they just change it. It's just fucking stupid. Just stop changing things. Just rather do it exactly the same or don't do it at all.
True. Facts.
Yeah.
Other little thing that I'll just pull up because I just literally saw it. And you just mentioned James Cameron in your favorite films. They have a World of Tanks crossover with Terminator 2.
What the fuck?
Cool. Interesting. Nice.
Thanks, Terminator.
That's cool.
Oh, they had an event that's
Yeah.
going now.
Yeah, it's
I'll
going on.
be
It's
there in
just
a minute.
started. It's just started. So, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
called the Judgment Day Battle Pass.
Yeah. It's a special battle pass.
John Connor, the T-800, Sarah Connor, and the T-1000. Holy shit.
Yeah,
I like how
we
they
love that
couldn't get
guy.
the rights to Arnie's face, so they just made it the robot.
Yeah. It's like the best. One more thing before we go as well. We never mentioned it, and I'm only mentioning it because it's kind of cool. So hopefully it's still out when you release a podcast. I think it will be.
It'll be up tomorrow, so.
Yeah, the Epic Games have a game that's free to play. It's one of their free to play ones called First Class Trouble. Just saw it then. It says First Class Trouble is a game where players work together against each other to survive a disaster. The goal is to shut down a deadly AI. Some of the players are imposters, secretly playing as human-looking killer robots, intent on betraying the other players. A little bit of an Among Us thing. Kind of looks cool. It's free to play. If anyone likes to play multiplayer games or get it, yeah, it looks cool. They've got a couple of little DLC packs and stuff.
It looks like a mixture of Cluedo and Among Us.
Yeah, looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I can
Free.
dig it.
It's
We should
free.
give it a
It's
try.
free.
It's
That's what I
free.
mean. Yeah. Be interesting to see.
100%.
I'll probably download it, play with the fam and stuff. Like, yeah, kind of looks cool. Kind of looks funny. So
Yeah.
we like that shit.
Looks interesting. So, yeah.
But yeah, that's everything. I think that's everything. Is that everything?
Yeah, I think nice. I think this is the only episode that's been about an hour instead of like an hour and a half. So
The last ones was close to that. I think we get on a little tangent
no, the last
sometimes
one
and
was
push
like
it.
an hour and 30.
Yeah, but like I think we got a little like distracted at one point and went a little bit. You know?
Look,
I think we could
I'll
get it
be
around
real.
an hour if we wanted to, but I
Yeah.
think sometimes we just go distracted and get a little bit talky.
I mean, I'm very low energy today, so like I didn't sleep much, and again, this is the day after we normally record,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like
Just do yourself a favor and watch Ginny and Georgia. I don't care if you're like a manly man that goes to the gym and you're like getting swole as fuck. Go watch that. Put some popcorn on. Have a little fucking cry. It is great. I don't give a fuck if you don't like those TV shows.
man.
Watch them.
Oh,
It's fucking great.
speaking of, fuck, I completely forgot. I also watched Everything Everywhere All at Once. I cried so fucking much watching that.
To be
Good
honest,
fucking movie.
I put it on the other day and fell asleep through it, so I need to rewatch that again.
Rewatch it. Honestly,
Yeah.
man, that ending made me like cry so fucking strongly.
It was good. It was good at the
Great
start,
fucking
but
movie.
I just put it on a day. I was just tired, man. I fell asleep. Like, it was
Yeah.
just doing my head in a little bit. I was like, what the fuck?
Nah, I feel, bro. I feel.
Yeah. But Izzy,
But yeah,
get the fuck out of here. Go play some
Yeah.
video games. Go watch some TV
Fuck
shows. Go do something fucking fun with your life. You've
Yeah.
listened to an hour of us ramble
go
about.
fucking hug
shit.
your fucking dog or some shit. I don't know.
Hey, catch you losers.
Peace.